friend. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Mallory Dagger, and I am your host. Okay, I want to talk to you about something today that I get asked about a lot, and honestly, something I used to feel a little weird about even bringing up, and that is AI. Every time I mention it, I can feel the two camps showing up with battle armor. There's the one camp that's like, AI is going to write my whole book for me. I'll just prompt it and slap my name on the cover. And then there's the other camp that's like, if I use AI at all, it means I'm cheating and God is going to be disappointed in me. Friend, neither one of those is true. And I want to walk you through exactly how I use it in my own writing because it's changed how fast I get words out on the page. And I think it can do the same for you if you can use it in the right way. So let's get into it. The thing I need you to hear before anything else is that your book is not AI's job. The story is yours, and the wound is yours, the healing is yours, and no tool on earth can write that because it only happened to you. But I've realized something after using AI in my own writing process for a while now. The stuff around the story, the stuff that keeps you stuck for 3 weeks with no writing, or wondering if you have what it even takes to write a book, that's exactly where a tool like this can carry some of that weight for you. And I don't think there's anything unfaithful about letting it carry that weight. I think God gives us tools all the time. He gave us editors, He gave us critique groups, He gave us Facebook groups that help us make decisions. He gave us that one friend who reads our rough draft and says, okay, like, what did you actually mean here? Which my friend did, my first book. AI is just a new version of that same kind of help, and I want you to stop feeling guilty about using it. So let's talk about where I personally use it. Number one, getting unstuck. You know that moment where you know exactly what you want to say and you can feel it right there at the tip of your tongue, but you just can't find the words for it? That happens often to me, and I used to just close my laptop and move on with my life, but now it's different. Now what I do is talk it out. So basically rambling and half sentences. And then I ask AI to help me find the actual sentence that's hiding inside of all that rambling. And 9 times out of 10, that sentence was already there. I just needed help seeing it clearly enough to write it down. Number two, outlining. And I'm not talking about having it write your entire outline for you. That's not good. But the brainstorming aspect of it is really good. And there's a big difference between the two. You tell it what your book is about, who it's for, what you want them to walk away believing or doing differently, and then you go back and forth with it the way that you would with either a book coach or a life coach or whatever. This alone will save you from the very thing where you're 40 pages into your manuscript and realize that you need to start over. I cannot tell you how many writers I have coached who've got lost in their own material because they never had that original clear structure to hold on to. A little back and forth at the outline stage will save you so many months of rewriting later. Number three, editing your own words back to you. This is a big one, so I want you to listen closely. You paste in a rough paragraph something that you're not totally happy with, and you ask it, does this sound like me or does this sound like a different voice? It will catch those stiff sentences, and then you go in there and you fix it yourself. You hack away and red pen it all in your own words. You are using it as a mirror and definitely not a ghostwriter. Number four, beating writer's block when your brain is fried. Some of my best writing sessions happen after the kids are in bed and I have about 40 minutes right before I fall asleep. On those nights, I just don't have the energy to wait to feel inspired because honestly, it's never going to come if I'm that level of tired. Instead, I ask it questions about my own chapter. Like, what's missing here? Where might a reader get confused? You're not handing it over for AI to write it all out for you. You're using it only as a tool to help you gain the clarity that you need to keep going in your book. But here is where I draw the line. And this wouldn't be a good episode if I didn't talk about this. I would not let it write your testimony for you. That story has to come from you. literally sitting with God at your side, wrestling with how to say those hard things. AI can help you find where the sentences belong in your manuscript, but it cannot write that hard story for you. And honestly, even if it could, your reader is going to be able to feel the difference between a story that happened to a real person and a paragraph that just was generated, even if it's quote unquote in your voice. Every single time, readers are so much smarter than what we give them credit for. There's also a real temptation to let the tool smooth out every single rough edge of your writing. Don't let it do that to you. Your weird phrasing, your unique wit. That's exactly why a reader is going to pick your book out of the 10,000 other books that are written on the same topic. If you let a tool sand off every single one of your sharp edges, you're left with no voice and your writing is going to be super stiff and boring. I think about it like this. If you handed your rough draft to 10 different writers and asked them to polish it, you would get probably 10 completely different books back. AI is not that different. It has its own cadence and its own favorite words. So you have to be the one that's asking, does this sound like me? Is this the way I actually talk, or is it just plainly seem like AI? It's a tool, the same way your laptop is a tool. AI is not the author. You are the called author. If you are listening to this and you're not even in the writing stage yet, or if you're still trying to figure out what stories belong in your book, that's exactly what my free story clarity workbook is for. It walks you through literally everything, uncovering the actual stories that belong in your book before you ever sit down to write a chapter. And it's completely free. And I built it because I kept meeting writers who were trying to use AI, honestly, trying to use anything other than their brain and heart to process their stories, and it just made their confusion even worse. You have to sort out all of that first, and then you can let that tool carry those boring parts while you write and bring some structure to it. You have a book inside of you that only you can write, and a voice that only you have. Nobody else on this earth can tell your story the way you can. And no matter how good tech is, it's not going to be able to do that for you. So use the tool for what it's good for and throw your whole heart into the parts that it can't do and that only you can write. Okay, friend, that's what I've got for you today. If this helped you even a little bit, if it gave you a permission slip to stop feeling weird about using AI in your writing process, would you do me a favor and go leave a review on Apple Podcasts? It takes literally 30 seconds and I read every single one. And it helps other writers that are trying to decide if this podcast is worth their time find their way here. So if you've got 30 seconds, I would be eternally grateful if you do that. And hey, if you're still trying to figure out what your book is even about before you worry about any of this AI stuff, why don't you go grab my story clarity workbook? The link's in the show notes, and always remember it's completely free. All right, Jesus loves you, I love you, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.